button. If you click that, we're all done.
Okay, so we're live. Cool.
Don't use the red button.
Okay, are you going to read
What?
about tonight's meeting? The staff will read that
You
first
said
before
something
we.
about the-
When you're all done, just hit that
Yeah,
red button there.
I'll go ahead and read this into the record.
Okay.
Tonight's meeting will be conducted through an online virtual meeting platform. Planning commissioners and staff are joining us remotely in order to comply with Governor Inslee's proclamation 20.28.11 as it relates to the Open Public Meeting Act during the COVID-19 state of emergency. Should an individual planning commissioner become unexpectedly disconnected, please rejoin the meeting at your first opportunity. The record will reflect your attendance. The meeting will be paused for up to 10 minutes to address technical difficulties. If they cannot be resolved within 10 minutes, then the meeting will proceed so long as a quorum of planning commissioners are present. Please activate your mute button at the bottom of your computer screen or on your telephone when not speaking. And then if we could have staff confirm who's connected. I mean, I can see it, but people not necessarily watching may not. So we've got Chair Claude Perret, Kent McMullen, Roger Black, Melinda Didier. Those are all everybody I can see that are connected. If there's somebody else, we need to know as soon as possible. Yeah, that's it from staff for right now. Okay, I'll start the meeting then. It's 6:35, and I call the October 27th, 2020 meeting of the Franklin County Planning Commission meeting to order. Will the planning staff please call roll and announce whether or not we have a quorum? Melinda Didier. Here. Claude Perret. Yes. Mike Vincent. Leighton Lowe. Mike Corrales. Roger Link. Present. Kent McMullen. Present. Chair, we have a quorum. Okay. And then, just for the record, will staff in attendance please introduce yourself? I'm Derek Broughton. I'm the Director of Planning and Building for Franklin County.
I'm Aaron Gunderson. I'm Planner 1 at Franklin County Plan and Building.
I'm Rebecca Gilley. I'm Planning and Building Services Administrator.
I'm Matt Mahoney. I'm the Public Works Director.
I'm Jen Johnson, Civil Prosecutor for Franklin County.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will, I will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I see Ralph has the flag.
Hold on.
Okay. So we got two flags.
Okay. Let's see. We'll go with that. There you go.
Right there.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have to work on that.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda for October 27th, 2020.
Seconded? I'll second. Okay. It has been moved and by Roger and seconded by Kent. All in favor? Aye. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the March 10, 2020 Planning Commission meeting.
approval of the minutes of the March 10th, 2020 meeting.
Seconded?
I'll second.
Okay. It has been moved by Commissioner Roger and seconded by Commissioner Kent. All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Okay. It's carried. All right, we have a quorum. We have four, so we need four for a quorum. Right now, we don't have Melinda with us.
She's just doesn't have her video on.
He can still hear us.
No,
Yes.
she's not on mute. She's on mute. We
Yeah.
can't hear her. There she is.
Okay, there she
Yeah.
shows up. Okay,
But we're not hearing her vote.
I'm here.
okay.
Yeah, I just had my video stopped at my mute button on.
Right, but we didn't hear what your vote was on the last two motions.
Oh yeah, they sound fine to me.
Okay. It is now time for the public hearing portion of our meeting. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I will turn things briefly over to our staff host who will go over the ground rules for tonight's hearing.
All right. So here are the ground rules for tonight's virtual WebEx hearing. All speakers will be called upon individually during the public testimony portion of the hearing, giving their name and address for the audio record, as well as if they're in favor, neutral, or against the proposal. Please mute your audio when you're not speaking. All comments and questions shall be addressed to the Planning Commission and should be relevant to the application and not be of a personal nature. Each speaker shall have 5 minutes to provide testimony. Please avoid repetitive comments. If there are a large number of speakers who are part of a group or organization, please select a representative to speak on behalf of the group. And if behavior such as clapping, booing, hissing, or remarks is prohibited, every citizen here tonight should have the opportunity to testify without such distractions. Those are the rules.
Are there any questions regarding the public hearing ground rules? Turning for a moment to our commission members, let us keep in mind that we are prohibited by law from communicating with members of the public on the subject matter of these hearings, except in these hearings. We also may not participate in the decision in which there is an appearance of conflict of interest to the average person. So let us take a minute to consider as to the matters which are before us for hearing today, whether we had any extra hard communication, whether we have any ownership interest in the properties, whether we have any business dealings with proponents or opponents of the matters, or whether we have business associates or immediate family who may be either benefited or harmed by a decision in these matters. Are there any commission members who have a declaration at this time regarding any of the items on the agenda?
Mr. Chair, on CUP 2019-07, in 2001, my son took a 3-month music class taught by a previous owner, Michelle Larrabee. In the early 2000s, my wife and I attended a religious ordinance with Christine Gross. They're no longer owners, so my actions on this matter will not be impacted by these past interactions. And I do not know the current owners, operators, or any of the employees. Okay, thank you.
Any questions for Melinda or Kent on that?
No questions.
Okay.
None.
Then there would be no objections to that, Commissioner Roger. So let the record show there are no objections, and the order of the hearing shall be as follows. Planning staff shall provide a staff report The commission may ask questions of staff. The applicant or applicants' representatives' presentation, other testimony in favor of the request, testimony either neutral or against the request, final staff comments, clarification of public statements that occur during the testimony portion of the public hearing, closed public hearing and planning commission discussion of the proposed action. Are there any procedure questions before we begin the public hearing?
Just a moment. Again, when we did is there anybody on the commission regarding Mr. Lang's statements? We also need to ask whether or not anybody in the audience in this point, the applicant, Mr. Feldman, we didn't hear his response. So is it we need, because we didn't do this, is there anyone in the audience this evening? So, did you have any objection to Mr. Lang's relationships? No. That he brought up? All right, thank you. Sorry, it was just something we missed there.
Okay, now I'll move on. Item 1 is a public hearing for file CUP 2019-07, an application to request to renew and expand an existing child care facility. I declare the public hearing for CUP 2019-07 to be open at 6:45 p.m. May we have a staff present the staff report, please?
Yeah, let me get this going here. All right, so basically this is the CUP 2019-07. It's conditional use permit on the Rainbow River Child Care. Basically, this is a request to renew and expand an existing child care facility. Basically, it's located kind of within the low density residential area, commonly known as kind of the Donut Hole or Donut Holes area. It's bordered north by Argent Road, east by Road 72. And then obviously, you know, the parcel number, it's 118-361-014 with the address of 7208 West Argent. Basically, let's see, next slide. Okay, so yeah, obviously we got Argent to the north, Road 78 to the east. Basically, kind of like we said, it's an application to renew and expand existing child care facility. The applicant's proposing to use entirety of the 1.17 acre property for the use of child care facility. Some of the features, including the site plan, are classrooms, kind of outdoor play area, parking, and a greenhouse. Facility has hours. Will operate Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Some of the information kind of in the SEPA environmental checklist is, you know, it's expanding the preschool capacity from the current level of 44 children to kind of a total license capacity of 104. It's going to expand the class facilities by about 4 classrooms, or roughly 4,000 square feet of building space. They will be connecting the City of Pasco sewer service. And there's also 6 additional parking spaces at the site. Basically, it will result in approximately about 55 additional drop-offs, pickups, along with 20 trips for the staff per week or per day basis, basically. So let's see. So basically, the total property, it's about 12,000 square feet for kind of outdoor play area, and the total square footage, including the current, is about 6,760 square feet for classroom space. yeah, in the comp plan, it's rated the low density residential, um, and zoning it's RS20. Um, Basically, there's no critical areas or anything of that nature. Um, we did it basically declared for the C determination of non-significance. Basically, this is some of the same stuff I described earlier here. And basically, it's like I said, it's connected to city sewer services. The applicant indicated landscape and fencing kind of be put up to ensure compatibility with the area. You can kind of see the site, basically where you have, the parking, front and back parking, along with kind of the play area, and things of that nature. Here's some site photos, kind of the front area, a couple of those there, and then the backyard. There's the photo on the left, kind of shows the area that's going to be expanded to, and then the right is the current kind of backyard play facility area. Basically, we sent out originally, we kind of did it in 2 parts, which is a little bit different than we normally do for the conditional use permit process. Usually we do, SEPA review at the same time. So we kind of did that a little bit differently here. So we kind of sent out for agency comments as part of the SEPA determination process, basically about early August. At the time, received 3 email comments from agencies, which were mostly neutral in nature. Public Works basically declared obviously that needs like an approach permit, and basically stated any utility extensions across Frank County Road, address the time of application, just basic neutral comments. Department of Ecology kind of had some basic, comments about, basically just certain things to keep in mind, like hazardous waste, toxic reduction kind of stuff, just basic kind of site cleanup, things of that nature. And I think, that was pretty much what was received in terms of comments. But basically, there was no real, public comments, at least for the SEPA. And then we sent out for public comments yet again for the proposal for the project. We received, just today about 4:30 or 4 o'clock or so, we received 1 comment, public comment. But basically that was kind of neutral. Basically the applicant just wanted, to see kind of a fence / noise wall in the dwellings. But basically, that's basically about it. And then we obviously posted a sign on the property October 14th, 2020. Basically, so let me see. Sorry about this, guys. So basically, we're kind of recommending the Franklin County Planning Department forwards a recommendation of approval to the board for for the Franklin County Board of Commissioners application CUP 2019-07, suggested findings of fact, provided suggested conditions of approval, and the staff work being made. So basically, we're kind of looking at the suggested findings of fact. The first one is the proposed use is in accordance with goals and policies of the county development regulations, zoning, and applicable comprehensive plan. Franklin County Comprehensive Plan classifies as urban growth area. There are no critical areas present on the project site. The county's zoning map designates land as RS20. The use preschool is allowed with a conditional / special use permit in the RS20 zoning district. The applicant has applied for a conditional use permit to allow proposed use. The proposal will not adversely affect public infrastructure. Access to parcels from West Argent Road, Road 72. The uses will not necessarily have a significant impact on the county road system. The existing septic tank system on the properties to be removed, and site shall connect to City of Pasco sewer system. Proposal will be maintained and operated to be in harmony with existing or intended character of the general vicinity. So, like the existing character of the immediate area consists of single-family homes. Views onto the site shall be obscured through the use of site obscuring landscaping or fencing. The proposed use will not impair the ability for residential activities to continue, nor will it have a negative impact on the intended character of the general vicinity. Fourth thing, location and height of proposed tents, for proposed structures, and site design will not discourage the development of permitted uses on property in the general vicinity or impair the value thereof. Center will have a residential appearance, be compatible with surrounding areas. Landscape and fencing will be put up to ensure compatibility with surrounding areas. And fifth thing, the operation and connection with the proposal will not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibrations, dust, traffic, or flashing lights. That would be any operation of any permitted use in the district. So, like all outdoor lighting shall adhere to dark sky standards. And lastly, the proposal will not endanger the public health, safety, or general welfare if located where as proposed. Basically, the public notifies proposal. We received, like I said, I'll have to update this, but received one proposal, but it was neutral in nature. Basically, so had some let's see, where are we at? Here's some kind of suggested conditions of approval. So we're kind of having, the development standards of FCC 28.28.050 will apply to the project. Site obscuring landscaping under a fence required to be installed at the site. Shall connect with City of Pasco sewer system. Kind of during construction, all construction debris shall be taken on site and properly disposed of. Dust control measures, including adequate water supply, shall be provided. Lighting obviously shall adhere to dark sky standards. And then obviously Franklin County building applications required for any new structures or remodels of, additions to existing structures on the site. And, obviously one of those is shall receive approval from Washington State Department of Children, Youth, and Families. And let's see. And I'm trying to think where else. Obviously, shall apply with requirements, recommendations of Franklin County Public Works Department. Obviously, an approach report a permit is required for access to Franklin County roads per the county road approach policy. Any utilities extending Franklin County roads be addressed on the application. Applicant shall apply 4, receive a county business license on an annual basis. Site shall be maintained at all times, so as not let land become a fire hazard, accumulate with debris and weeds to apply with fire code requirements. So basically, those are kind of basically those suggested conditions of approval. And then obviously I forward to recommend a positive recommendation regarding CUP 2019-07 to Board of Commissioners based 6 findings fact and 16 suggested conditions of approval. Yeah.
Any question?
Yep.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like, this is like the first time I've done this, and also on the new format, so I can't see anybody either because it's the way they have everything set up for this. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, before we continue, for the record, just want to state that Commissioner Mike Corrales is on board as well, for the record.
Okay.
Good evening, Mike. And also, is there any commissioners have any questions of staff?
I have questions,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman. I was wondering, everyone, is there any way, Karen, that you can share these site plans and pictures on your computer screen?
Yeah. Let's see.
It might be easier for us to see them than what we received in the packet.
Yeah.
There are some questions with regards to the site plan.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find in here.
If you go to the top of your WebEx deal too, you should be able to. There's a part where you can share, and then just go directly to your whatever drive you have it on your desktop. Or
Yeah.
that, and that'll share that with everybody.
Here, let me see if I can do. Yeah, because there's an option to share file. So let me double check, see if I can pull that up that way. Come on. Okay. Can everybody see that? Or is
I
that
can.
you can? Okay.
No, I can.
Yeah. You can. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let's see if I can. Does it allow me to? I don't think it allows me to zoom in. Does it? Oh, here it is.
There we go.
Yeah, this looks really bad. Okay. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share a different file. Because I actually have a higher quality TIFF file from the architect. That might help. Okay, it's taking a while here. Yeah, okay. Actually, let me see if I can back out of doing that. Or it won't let me. Okay. Well, crap.
Well, is this gonna work for what you need?
I think actually my computer just kind of froze up a little bit. This isn't good.
Should I go ahead
Oh,
and
here it
ask?
is.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so what questions do you have?
The question I had was, are these, number one, so it looks like the existing daycare facility is a manufactured home,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So the additions, are they also manufactured or portable type classrooms?
I don't know on that. We didn't really. I think probably at least I'm not certain on that.
Mr. Feldman may be able to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a new building, stick built on a slab foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are two of them are attached to an existing something.
Yeah, that's also on a slab foundation. The existing foundation.
So there's two additions and then an existing building that those will be attached to, and that is that correct?
Yeah, it'll be expanded on the front for the office and then in the back for the classrooms.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. But all of those, the addition and the two additions and the existing building are all stick built.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you're basically this plan that you submitted, that is the one that if approved, this will be the one that will be accepted as the final site plan for the facility, the expanded facility.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all for me for now.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Okay,
For a couple, I want to make sure Aaron knew that we don't call it the donut hole, we call it Riverview area.
Or West Pasco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, if it was Pasco, we wouldn't be reviewing this. I think the architect really loves Picasso because that's just a phenomenal impression of Picasso that I haven't seen before. There's a daycare center at the south end of Road 72 that has that's permitted for 180 children, and I'm wondering if anybody reviewed that in terms of congestion or additional congestion on 72 and Argent.
I'm not sure. Is it in the county or is it in the city?
It's in the city at the Faith Assembly.
Yeah, I mean, Public Works potentially was asked when that was originally built, but I don't know. Mr. Mahoney available to?
Yes, Commissioner Lake, whether it's in the city or the county, we look at the roads as a whole. And of course, when we have access not only to our own traffic data, but City of Pasco's traffic data through the Benton Franklin Council of Government. So we look at it as a whole system, regardless of which sections are in Franklin County or Pasco. So yes, we did look at that as well.
Okay. And there weren't any comments regarding the potential congestion then? Or concerns?
Not at this point. The main issues that we're going to be seeing, and it's going to be as growth continues, will be, of course, at the intersections themselves. But we don't, as far as just the amount of vehicles on the roads itself, we don't see any issues. But certainly, as we continue to see growth, there'll definitely be some concern. We'll be looking at intersections, but at this point, this doesn't warrant any changes to the current intersections.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any reason to keep the map up there?
Yeah, I could take it off. Let me see. Stop. Where the hell? Stop share.
Everybody got really small.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Oh, there it is. Close content. Yes. No, I don't. I just want to close content. I don't. Whatever. Just. No. Okay. There you go.
There we go. Okay. Any other questions to staff?
Does this facility with the expansion require a fire suppression system?
Do you recall building comments stating that? Not that we received any comments regarding from building or fire.
Yeah, I have the answer though. Yes, with the plans, it does have a fire suppression system.
Probably why we didn't get the comment.
Thank you.
Okay, are we ready to move on to the applicant talking about it? Okay, why don't we go ahead and have the applicant speak about the project?
Okay, thank you for having me and making a choice on this matter. But basically, we did get a grant from the state to expand our facility for a sizable portion of it. So we've been open for about 4 or 5 years now, I think 4 years, and we've been real successful. We're at full capacity at less than 6 months. I think we have a great reputation in the community. We basically get our clientele from word of mouth. And I think this is just a great opportunity for us, and I think it'll be a great service to our community. Let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak in favor? Okay, is there any testimony that would be against the project?
Do we have anybody calling in?
No, I don't have any attendees or anything, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, then since we don't, I'll move on. And does staff have any final comments that you want to add?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then is there any clarification or public statement needed by anyone from the audience? Of course, that would be the applicant. This is kind of a learning period here for all.
We'll tweak some of the language on this.
Right. Okay. Well, then I will close the public hearing and is there any discussion amongst the planning commission prior to entertaining a motion?
Hearing none.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion. And this would be for in favor.
Mr. Chairman, this is Melinda.
Yes.
I move to forward to the Board of Commissioners a positive recommendation regarding CUP 2019-07 based on the 6 findings of fact and 16 suggested conditions of approval.
Okay, is there any discussion?
I believe we need a second to discuss it.
Then is there a second to discuss it?
I will second.
Okay. So Commissioner Melinda has moved, and it's been seconded by Commissioner Kent that we forward to the Board of Commissioners a recommendation of approval for CUP 2019-07 with the adopted six facts finding, and how many approval is there?
16.
16. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, except the lady in the background. May we have a roll call, please?
Melinda Didier. Yes. Claude Parrott.
Yes.
Mike Corrales.
Yes.
Roger Link.
Aye.
Kent McMullen.
Yes.
Chair, the motion passed.
Okay, the motion has been approved. Okay, do we have any other matters to discuss?
Regarding this action,
Regarding any action?
so I just wanted to, I gotta find my, I just wanted to bring up some things, we're moved to the administrative portion of our meeting. First of all, we need to think about, okay, I'm off mute. We need to think about executive board positions for the planning commission. We're overdue for that election. I would like folks to think about that, and if it's okay with the board, we'll set the agenda for the November 17th meeting, to where we will, go through that fabulous process of determining, elected for the chair and those, positions. Process is pretty much, it's all outlined in the bylaws. If you need a copy, make sure you let me know and I'll get you one immediately. And it's pretty straightforward. If you want to, you put yourself forward, or other people can put people forward, but nobody can put someone forward who doesn't want to hold the position. There's no volunteering people. Oh, you're the chair now. We all voted for you when you weren't at the meeting. But if you want to be considered and you can't make the meeting, then you can submit a request in writing. So just to know that. But anyways, bring that up just because, like I said, I'd like you to think about it, and we'll be probably scheduling that for action because we're overdue on it at the next meeting. Second item, if you haven't heard, Mayor Ministries did go to the board today for final action. We're back up. Planning Commission recommendation was appealed. That moved it forward as a closed record appeal hearing as opposed to a standard closed record hearing. The appellant and the applicant was able to present their cases before the board, and the board ruled in favor of the appellant and denied the application. So Mirror Ministries at this point is, of course they have a right to appeal, but that was denied by the board this morning. Coming up at the next meeting, we will have two items, and we will have a, what was it?
Derek,
you always have a right to appeal. I just have to figure out, I believe it's LUPA is what they're stuck with at this point. And I don't know that, that's going to be up to them how they want to play it. But yeah, you can always keep moving things. Where's my agenda? There it is. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'll be sending out the notice of decision and resolution tomorrow to the parties involved. So then we'll have, zoning code or zone change request for Kohler Properties by Big Sky. And then we'll have a conditional use permit for Big Ben Electric to put in eventually they're going to build a facility yard there potentially, but a transmission system.
Substation.
Thank you. I don't know why I was drawing a blank on that. But yes, it's a substation. And those, because of the fact that they're using a property that's over 3 acres, requires a conditional use permit. And then we just received, or will receive tomorrow, what I received today was the link to their application and stuff, because it's a large packet. So that's their electronic version. They're bringing me the hard copy versions tomorrow for the UGA expansion request. So the next meeting, probably not, but the following we'll start workshopping, but we may be able to bring in materials on the 17th for the UGA to prep for when we workshop it at the next, probably the December, the first December meeting. Like I've said before, we're going to probably have to meet sometimes every 2 weeks to get some of these things through and have folks, you and the public, opportunities to touch things and just to move through our backlog. Our backlog's not as bad as I thought. I believe with Big Ben, we start moving into 2020 CUP, so we're starting to knock those down. And yeah, so that's. Then I'm sorry. Also, Gal Lee, CUP 2019-08, the request to have a second address at an existing adult group home. That was also denied by the board, which is in line with your recommendation. So, and that's it from me. So, thank you.
Anything else before we close the meeting? Okay.
Oh, I did have one question. Was the Galilee heard on appeal, or was it just based on planning commission's recommendation to the board?
Just the recommendation.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I will close the meeting. See you all next time.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.